Men are strong. Men provide. Men endure. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Most men aren't emotionally fulfilled. They're emotionally starving. And the scary part, most don't even realize it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many strong men feel so empty, and what to do about it. Society praises men for being resilient, for pushing through pain, for handling pressure in silence. But what society doesn't reward is men expressing emotional needs. So, men adapt. They become useful instead of vulnerable, reliable instead of understood, strong instead of supported, and slowly, quietly, that emotional hunger builds. So what does emotional starvation really look like? It doesn't look like crying all the time. It looks like feeling empty even when your life is technically good. It's always being the helper, but never the one being helped. It's having people around you, but no one who really, truly knows you. It's the feeling of being needed, but not chosen. Of being unseen unless you're providing something. Most men don't say, "I'm emotionally starving." They say things like, "I'm just tired," or "I'm fine," or the classic, "It is what it is." But inside, there's a quiet, gnawing loneliness. And here's the dangerous part. Emotional starvation doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up in other ways. It might be overworking until you collapse. It might be overeating, or turning to porn or alcohol. Sometimes, it's a complete emotional shutdown, or anger that seems to come out of nowhere. This isn't because men are weak. It's because unmet emotional needs will always find an outlet, one way or another. So how do men end up in this place? It starts, from a very young age. Boys are taught, don't cry, man up, handle your business. So men learn a brutal lesson early on. Your value is tied to what you provide, not who you are. Love becomes conditional. Affection becomes rare. Emotional safety feels like a luxury you can't afford, and eventually, men just stop asking for that emotional nourishment. Because asking starts to feel like a personal failure. And here's the part that hurts the most. You can be married, you can be in a long-term relationship, you can be surrounded by family and friends, and still feel completely and utterly alone, emotionally. Why? Because many men are appreciated for their role, but they're not understood as a human being. They're valued as providers, as protectors, as fixers. But how often are they asked, "How are you really doing? What do you need? Who supports you?" So men just keep showing up, keep projecting that strength, while slowly running on an empty tank inside. If this is hitting close to home for you, just pause for a second and hit the like button. Not for me, not for the algorithm, but as a reminder to yourself that you're not crazy for feeling this way. And if you're a man who has ever felt unseen, subscribe to this channel, because this is a space for the conversations men were never taught how to have. So, what does emotional nourishment actually mean? It isn't about weakness. It's about being able to speak without being judged. It's being supported without having to earn it first. It's being valued for who you are, beyond your usefulness or what you can do for others. It's having the space to feel what you feel, without being told you're less of a man for it. Strong men don't need to become softer. They need to become more honest. Honest about their exhaustion, honest about their loneliness, and honest about their emotional needs. So, how does a man start to heal from this? It doesn't start with some grand gesture of opening up to everyone. It starts small. It starts with one safe conversation. It starts with setting one boundary to protect your energy. It starts with one moment of truth with yourself. Healing begins the moment a man realizes, "I'm allowed to need emotional fuel, too." Because strength without nourishment always leads to burnout, and resilience without support eventually leads to collapse. Men are strong, yes, but strength was never meant to be sustained alone. If you're emotionally starving, it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you've been surviving without nourishment. And survival is not the same as living. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below, even a single word like "seen" or "truth." Your comment might be the very thing that gives another man permission to feel less alone. And consider sharing this video with a brother out there who's strong on the outside, but maybe starving on the inside. Thanks for watching.